I would have to say, if I had to pick the friendliest animals I've met out there, it would have to be sharks. They're friendlier than dolphins. Dolphins have a weird reputation for being friendly when they can actually be pretty moody and aggressive. The sharks are always very sweet.
Hi everybody, and welcome to Coastal with Kathryn. And where am I today? I am at the Hilton Head Harbor, and right there is Broad Creek. If you keep going that way, that takes you out to the ocean. And today we're going to meet Hilton Head's mermaid, and her name is Mermaid Nina, and she's such a lovely gal. And what I'd love to talk to her about is her vision for what she is doing with educating the kids and families about our marine life. She takes the kids out on a mermaid tour. There's an encounter. Also, there's all kinds of fun things that she and her husband Rick are doing. They have mermaid photo shoots, and we're also doing tours. So I'm really a lovely person, and I'm excited to sit down and talk to her about that. So stay with me. I'm so excited to introduce you to Mermaid Nina, and she is the Mermaid of Hilton Head Island. I am finally delighted to meet you because I have been watching your videos, and you know, I can see the kids. You're having a great time here.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. And that's why I finally caught up with you, because when I talk about my show, The Hidden Gems, I think when you are coming to this low country Hilton Head, this is definitely something I would want you to experience. But let's talk about you, because you and your husband Ricky have started this business. So let's talk about Mermaid of Hilton Head Island. Let's start there.
Okay, so we moved down to the island 6 years ago, and after we spent a lot of time like exploring, you know, like you do when you're new here, and we learned that there is a lot of wildlife here that needs protected, and a lot of the reason that it needs protected is lack of education, because people just don't know. Like the sand dollars, people take sand dollars because they don't know that they're alive. So it was something that we saw a need for, and that's how the business basically got started, was because we wanted to reach more people and try to educate people about the wildlife to try to discontinue some of these bad habits.
So ocean conservation, you like that very much. I mean, you are spending a lot of time in the water. So in the global of your business, number one, you have be a mermaid, right?
Yes.
So that is one thing. Tell us about that.
It's a lot of diving. It's a lot of in the water. It's a lot of fun because you get to see all the wildlife. There are a lot of things that I didn't even know we had here that just kind of pop up, and every time you see something new, you're like, oh, that's a fun surprise, you know.
Such as what?
We have, let me think. We have brittle sea stars here, which I didn't know we had. We have flatworms, which are really cool. They're really pretty. They like glide along the ocean floor. They're really awesome. We have box jellies, which a lot of people don't know. That's kind of a scary surprise, I think. But there are a lot of like little things, like we have salps, which are awesome. We have a lot of little different things that a lot of people don't know about because they're not out here all the time seeing them, and it's just really cool to see them up close.
You're in the water, and your guests come up in a boat, and they have an encounter with you.
Yes.
So tell us about that.
Okay, so they go out on the boat looking for a mermaid, and they find dolphins along the way, but ultimately, of course, they always find the mermaid. And once I swim up to the boat, and I'll quiz them. It's like a mermaid pop quiz to see how smart they are, and if they can pass the quiz, they become ocean ambassadors, so that's pretty exciting. And then once the quiz is over, then it's their time to ask me questions, and I get a lot of fun questions.
Such as?
Sometimes I get math questions.
Do you really?
On Saturday, I got asked if mermaids have a democracy, like by an 8-year-old.
That's a pirate thing. Pirates have democracy. That's funny.
I get a lot of very interesting ones, and it's interesting to see how smart they are and what they know too. But then once the questions are in progress, then the villain will come over, and the villain tries to capture the mermaid, and they have to fight off the villain. And then once the villain leaves, we continue with questions, and then at the end, they all earn their Ocean Ambassador badges, and they are very proud to have their badges. It's super
That is
cute.
adorable. I love this story. I want to go. I want to play. I think it's wonderful. So as an encounter, as you're in the water all the time, let's talk about our marine life. I'm a big fan of, like you're talking about, doing better things for our waters.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we only have so much, and our coasts are changing. We come across stingrays,
Mm-hmm.
dolphins. I mean, do you have anybody bumping into you while you're in the water?
Not really bumping into me. They're pretty aware of what's happening under there. I did have an incident with a manatee a few years ago because I guess they're not quite as aware as everybody else. But as far as bumping into me, we don't have any physical contact. But I do see a lot of really cool things up close. Like I see dolphins all the time. About a month ago, I had an alligator in my cove. And then people ask me all the time if I see sharks. And it is connected to the ocean, and it's saltwater, and they live there. So yes, I see sharks, but I would have to say if I had to pick the friendliest animals I've met out there, it would have to be sharks. They're friendlier than dolphins. Dolphins have a weird reputation for being friendly when they can actually be pretty moody and aggressive. The sharks are always very sweet. So
Would they just come up and say hi?
I have one shark. Her name is Ethel, and she's about a 5-foot black-tip shark. And at low tide, she'll come up to me and she'll follow me around, and it's really cool for the guests on the boat because they see like there's a shark behind me. So that's a pretty cool. I think that's a cool
I'm just sitting
thing.
here going, oh my goodness gracious.
Oh, she's very sweet. She's like a puppy.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
All right. And so you get to see each other a couple times a week?
Well, when it's low tide, like every day. I see her like every day. And I'm almost positive, I mean, sharks are difficult to tell who's who. I'm almost positive it's the same one because it's the same size and she's a black tip shark. So I'm almost positive, but it's difficult with sharks.
Oh, that's adorable. I love your passion. So let's keep walking. We'll talk some more.
Okay.
So along with the mermaid encounter in the water, we also have mermaid photography. So tell us about that. I think you have quite a team.
Yeah, so we have an amazing team, and the mermaid photography is a big part of what we do as well. So we have people come onto the beach and turn into mermaids on the beach, and it's a lot of fun for them. It's fun for us too because we get to see how excited they get to turn into mermaids, and then we do a photography session with them in the tail. So that's a lot of fun too.
That is a lot of fun. I was on your website, and you can see, the kids, the families, the sisters and brothers. You turn the boys into sharks. Is that what they were?
We do.
Sharks. It's very sweet, and that's a great idea. So you've been doing this how long has that been going on?
5 years.
5 years. So you and your husband had this global thought about education in the water.
Yes.
And also including a fun photo. That's wonderful. Now, are you all year long with the photography?
So we offer it year round. However, it does get cold in the winter. So we book less just because it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
However, this year we're currently working on a project. We're opening an indoor studio, and it's a beach. So we have sand, we're building dunes right now. So it can be indoor year round. We don't have the wind to contest with. We don't have the muggy temperatures. Some kids are afraid of they don't like the water touching them. So I think that will really expand the photography end of what we're doing.
My goodness. And then what else? We have mermaids, the photography, and then you have a dolphin cruise?
We have dolphin and sunset tours as well.
You guys are busy.
We are.
So what else can I share with my viewers? I mean, I just love your enthusiasm. I love the fact that you're protecting the ocean. You're educating about the waterways. And that's the one thing I love about Coastal with Kathryn is that our waterways.
Yeah.
And I love talking about the history. What else can you share with us? What's unique that you have found in the last 5 years being here that, I'm surprised?
I think for me, I'm impressed with how much the locals care about the wildlife. When we first moved here, we had a summer here and we saw a lot of tourists who needed the education, but they also, they're on vacation, so they don't care as much. But it's nice when I get locals on the boat, they already know, they know about sand dollars, they know about sea turtles, and they're excited to learn how to educate other people in a way that's friendly and not so confrontational. And I think that's really refreshing to see that here.
I agree with you. I do think Hilton Head and our population and our residents are vigilant about keeping it healthy, safe environment for everybody. I also want you to tell me about the shark tooth experience, because I mean, I understand these guys, the big sharks came along for many years here, and it's a treasure trove. So how do you go about finding them?
So, well, the shark tooth experience is a barrel that we have here, and the kids get a little bucket of sand and they get to pan for the shark teeth. So it's already, I mean, we've already found the shark teeth for them, but it's an experience for them.
Okay.
A lot of them get really into it. They get they'll do it before the tour. They'll come out and they'll show me their shark teeth. They get really excited to show me. But it also inspires passion about sharks because, you know, they have their teeth now, and it's just, they ask more questions about them, you know, and they're more excited to learn about them. So it's an inspirational experience for them.
That is great. I understand there are some beaches locally that do have them that naturally come up on the shore. I think it's Edisto Beach. I don't know about Hilton Head Island.
Hilton Head does, but not as often as Edisto, and Tybee is another one that has a lot.
Tybee, guys.
Yeah.
I know. I don't know. That's interesting. All right. So I also love to hear you have written children's books.
Yes.
And I have also. I'm very passionate about that. We were just talking about, mine was about What's Under the Sea, and yours is about?
I have several. So the first one is it's Sammy the Sand Dollar, which is about sand dollars and why we shouldn't take them. They all have an educational message behind them. The second one is Mermaid of Hilton Head, which is about turning lights off for the sea turtles. The third one is The Mermaid's Friends, which is about the tour. It's based on the tour. So it's the whole story behind the tour, the characters that are on the tour. Like, it kind of brings everything together in story form. And then the other one I have is The Christmas Coral, which is about reef-friendly sunscreen and how regular sunscreen damages our coral.
Okay, well, I love that. I mean, you really are, hitting all the areas that are important for our sea life and ecosystem, right?
I'm trying.
You're
yes.
trying. What you have any more in
right now, we're actually working on converting them over to hardcover because they were published softcover originally, and we've had a lot of requests for hardcover, so we're in the process of changing them over to hardcover. And this past winter, we focused on bringing them to life through animation. So Sammy the Sand Dollar is actually animated and on the tour, which is pretty exciting because it also emphasizes the fact that sand dollars are alive because you're talking to one. So it's pretty cool.
I love that idea. I think, you're giving me great inspiration, and I love your enthusiasm. I think it's wonderful. I would like to come hang out at one of your tours with you for sure, because...
Oh, absolutely.
But I'd never realized that we had so many sand dollars. I don't see them that often on the beach.
Well, that's the problem.
Oh, because they're not around and people are taking them.
Yeah, there should be many more.
And I want to wish your husband and you lots of luck and a great future here. I think this place is perfect for you.
Oh, thank you so much.
I want to thank you so much for joining me for the show. And if you'd like to see more shows, I could use a little help from my friends. We need to grow our community on our YouTube channel. So if you do me a favor, hit subscribe, like, comment, share with your family and friends. We would be grateful for that. So thanks for joining me. And also share with me where you'd like me to go. What coastal town do we have to visit? I would like to know that as well. All right, we'll see you next time, and thank you.